If you would, please give your attention to Mr. Crouch here. He's the Director of Recreation here at Pratt County. He's been gracious enough to talk to us about a couple things that are going on in the area as far as you can see the point. He'll get to that here in a second. But if you would, please, I'm just going to let him tell a little bit about himself, how he became what he is, where he came from, how he got the job, and a little bit about the job, and then you guys can have questions and answers afterwards. Okay? If you please give a warm welcome to Mr. Crouch.
Good morning. Yeah, my name is Justin Crouch. I'm originally from Louisiana. Grew up there, born and raised there, graduated high school from there. Came to PCC in 2000, in fall of 12, played spring of 13, 14, baseball. So I played 2 years here at baseball. That's where I met my current wife. She's from Pratt, so I met her here. Then after the 2 years of baseball, I went to the University of Louisiana Monroe, the Sun Belt, played some baseball down there for 2 years. And then I graduated from there with a degree in public relations, my bachelor's. I joined the fire departments in Monroe right after graduation, pretty much. Got my firefighter, all my firefighter certs. I got my paramedic certification as well. So I did that for about 4 years, a little over 4 years. And then in 2020, we moved back to Pratt. Came back here where my wife's family's from. I loved it when I was here for the 2 years. I wanted to come back to small town America. I'm from a big city. I did it, I lived it, I worked in it. Worked in really rough areas, really rich areas, you name it. I like small town America, so I wanted to come back. And of course, my wife was on me 24/7 to come back. So I came back, I was on Hutch Fire for a little while when I first moved back, just making commute. And then I took a full-time position as a paramedic on the ambulance here in town. So I was a paramedic for Pratt County EMS. It's about 4 years or so, full-time, then another year part-time before I started full. So I did that. I still do that. I still do that on my days off. I'm still a firefighter here for the city of Pratt. It's a combination department, paid per call. You're basically on call 24/7, but it's a volunteer basis. So if you got something going on, like I was just in Louisiana for 10 days, I'm unavailable, right? So you're on call, but again, it's volunteer. So you can go as you choose. It's not like you have to be there 24/7. So to get to this position, I took over this position as a recreation director May of 2025 this year. I have a background, obviously you heard me say I played baseball through college. So that's my true passion is baseball, but I love all sports. I played baseball, football, basketball through high school. I've coached, I've umpired, I've ran tournaments, kind of done it all on the spectrum of that, so this is a great fit for me. And then obviously a town that I really enjoy. I enjoy being a paramedic. I love being a firefighter, but I really love sports. So this was something I could do full time that I really love and have a passion for. I enjoy coming to work because it's probably 90% sports, right? I deal with 10% of every job does it. It's not just sports related, but that's part of it. But I enjoy coming to work. So that's kind of a quick rundown of myself, my work career, and then how I got this job. And then now I'll kind of give a quick spiel in a second of what exactly is the Pratt Recreation Department, what do we do, and kind of the impact that we have on the community. But first, I want to hear where everyone's from. What brought you to Pratt? I like to know that. People on the outside of the college don't really get a grasp of the outreach that the college has and where they bring people from. So where are you from, and what are you here for?
British Columbia, Canada, and baseball.
Okay.
Topeka, Kansas, baseball.
Okay.
Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
King of Kansas, too.
Okay. and then she's a Pratt.
I'm from Texas and softball.
Okay,
Individual Arkansas and for softball.
okay, well, I'm our capital.
England, soccer.
Would have never guessed it.
England. England soccer.
Dallas Texas basketball.
Bulgaria basketball. Hungary and basketball.
Ulysses, Kansas, wrestling.
Cool. See, I just like to hear where, well, myself, I like to play games. When I'm at the games or at practice, I like to listen and see if I can guess where you're from. I'm not very good at it. I just say, try to see where you're from. But one of my good buddies, he's from Poland. He came to run track. I say run. He was a jumper at K-State. So it's cool to hear him. He found out there was a girl from Poland on the team, and it just made his day.
Yeah, I
So.
played hot that day.
Yeah, I had him come down and introduce, and he loved it. They started talking Polish or whatever it is, and it made his day, so. But no, that's cool, like I said, I'm from Louisiana, so I like to see where everyone else, what brings people to Pratt, so. So what does Pratt Rec do? Very high 30,000-foot view. We basically do youth sports, adult sports. That's kind of the general, you name it, as far as youth sports, we do a lot of it. Adult sports, we don't have as many, but we still do offer adult sports as well. And I'll get into kind of all those different sports here in seconds. We also do maintenance. So we have, the Pratt Rec department is kind of branched into rec and then maintenance. So we have our rec programs director, who's Brad Lingenfelter. He kind of oversees all the rec programs. And we have Eric Welch, who is over our maintenance, and he oversees all the maintenance. We do a lot of maintenance for City Hall, the municipal building. We maintain and run all aspects of that. The community center on North Main, we run that. We do a lot of building rentals. People don't underestimate how many rentals we do. We probably do upwards of $25,000 or more in building rentals at the municipal building and community center every year. So it's pretty busy. So those guys help set those up, clean up, things like that, just do daily maintenance for those buildings. Then, of course, we also have the maintenance of our facilities, our sports facilities. So some of our sports facilities, I'm sure you're familiar with some of them because they're a joint partnership with the city and the college. So Green Sports Complex is our baseball, softball complex right on 6th Street, right? We have the Keller Sports Complex, which is our facility, which soccer plays at, flag football plays at, track runs at for the college. So that's a partnership deal there. We have the swimming pool, okay, the big swimming pool, we run that. We operate the swimming pool. The Walter Blake, where tennis plays at the college, that's our facility. We operate and run that, maintain that. 6th Street, so the ball fields at 6th Street. Okay, we have 3 small fields there that we operate. We just use those mainly for practice, for rec stuff. I have something in the works trying to get those renovated and turf put on those too, so we're working on that. And then it's Lemon Park, which is where softball plays at Ann Good Field. So that's our facility there that we partner with the college and have them use that. And then Dickerson Field, which is where Skyline High School plays baseball, right beside Ann Good Field. And then, like I said, Municipal Building Community Center. We also help with the fire department. All of our maintenance guys on the maintenance side, they also cross staff with the fire department, so they're fire drivers. So they do maintenance and they also are operators for a fire truck. That's all the facilities off the top of my head that I can think of. And then obviously we're building this now. It's keeping me busy right now. I'm in meetings, multiple meetings every day about this facility. So this facility, like I said, I'll touch on it kind of here in a second and give you, has anyone heard of this? No one's heard of this yet? You have? Okay, cool. It's probably won't affect, I hope this doesn't affect, it maybe if you redshirt, if you're a freshman, you might get to partake in this, but this facility is hopefully break ground in March of the 2026, and we hope to have it done in the summer of 27. It's gonna be a full year process at least, to build this facility. But like I said, I'll go over here in a second in a little more detail. So some of the sports, that we offer for rec, I'm sure I'll probably miss one off the top of my head, but baseball, softball is our biggest. We had over 30 teams in our rec baseball and softball league this last summer. We do flag football in the fall, which is a big one. We had 17 flag football. Volleyball is a big one. We do volleyball in the fall. We do soccer in the fall and the spring. That's a decent one for the fall. It's just little kids, and in the spring we have older kids. Basketball is in the winter. We're getting ready to start basketball. Basketball is usually a pretty good turnout for us. So baseball, softball, soccer, volleyball, flag football, basketball. I think those are all off the top of my head. And then we assist with camps and some of the sports that we don't have leagues in. So say wrestling. We don't have a wrestling league, but we help with the PWC, the Pratt Wrestling Club. They have a really big camp that we help with. We also help with Pratt High, and then we'll be moving into some of the other camps. I'm a firm believer in the college, okay? Like I said, I played here. I like the college. I want to see the college succeed, but I'm not ignorant either. There's been a disconnect between the community and the college, okay? You may be sheltered to that because you're just here at the college and you don't see some of that. But I'm trying to mend those gaps, merge the relationship to try to get the sports teams out into the community here at the college and grow that partnership, because I promise this community is a great community and they will gladly support you if they know that you're bought into the community. So I'm trying to merge that gap. So I think we've done a good job so far since I took over. We had a soccer camp that they put on. Currently we're having a basketball camp that has been really kind of exceeded our expectations. We have over 40 kids every night. So that's good. I'm gonna try, my goal is to have every sports team on this campus to have a camp in the community. Baseball, softball, track, tennis, which we have a tennis thing in the summer as well. They do a great job with that. Softball, every sport, right? I know I'm missing one, but I want every sport to get involved in the community and try to mend that gap so we can be successful. So that's one of my big things that I'm trying to do. Adult sports, we have adult basketball league, we have adult volleyball, we have adult slow pitch softball. Those are our three main adult leagues, so we do have adult activities as well. And then we try to do some, not necessarily sports, but more activities, cornhole, maybe sand volleyball games, just different stuff like that to try to have the adults have things to do as well, not just youth. We also offer, one of our big things is in the summer is our summer youth program. So our summer youth program every summer has over, like I said, for this last year, we had over 100 kids. So basically every day they come, they do activities. They either go to the park, or they go to the pool, they go to the splash pad, whatever. There's a ton of different activities that they do every day. They go on several field trips. Okay, they'll go to the Great Bend Zoo or water park or the zoo. We took them to a wind surge game this last summer. So they do a bunch of different activities, and they also get lunch every day at the high school. So that's a cool program that we offer every summer. And then also, we talked about the pool. Okay, the pool is I think some of the sports teams went to the pool this year for different, and they also had the PCC party there towards the end of the summer. So that's a brand new pool, maybe 2 years old. Very large pool for this size town. We had a very generous donor that donated $5 million to build that pool. So it didn't cost the city anything to build it. We just have to pay to maintain it. So it's a very, very nice asset for the community. If you're ever looking, I know a lot of y'all go back home if you're not from here, but if you're ever looking for a job in the summer, okay? The pool is a great spot. We have lifeguards, slides, concessions. And then also, we're always looking for officials, okay? Any sport, if we do it, we need officials for it, obviously, right? So we're looking for officials for basketball, flag football, baseball, softball, volleyball, you name it. If we do it, we're always looking for officials. So if that's something you're interested in, we gladly have a conversation and get you on board to get some extra money in your pocket. Super easy. You can make good money doing it. So another thing that we do is baseball, softball tournaments, okay? In the years past, it kind of dwindled off. They take more work, but they're a very good economic driver for us to bring a lot of people to town, okay? This last summer, we were able to make every tournament that was on the books make with over 20 teams. They averaged 25 to 30. For this next baseball, softball season, we've got 12 tournaments on the books from end of March through July. Okay, so those are big. We want to maximize the Green Sports Complex. It's an amazing facility. We try to use it as almost every weekend between baseball tournaments, fast pitch tournaments, and then I'm a slow pitch player now that I'm old and washed up. So I still play slow pitch. So we bring in some slow pitch tournaments as well. We had 3 last year. We're gonna hopefully have 3 or 4 this year, and a really big one from the KC group coming down to put on a big tournament for us. So that's, like I said, that's a big thing that we do. Trying to think of anything recreation wise that we do. That's kind of the rundown. Like I said, youth sports, adult sports. We have a bunch of facilities that we maintain. The pool. Oh yeah, we also do yoga for adults. I don't want to forget that. So, any questions about that real quick, about anything that I talked about? Again, I'll give you all a chance to do questions and answers at the end, but if there's anything that you didn't quite understand, I can go over it. If not, I'll move on to this facility of what we're building. And then at the end, we'll go through some questions and answers. Okay, we good? All right. So this is the Point Pavilion. Okay, this is going just east of the soccer track. Okay, the soccer track's the Keller Sports Complex. So right east of that. Okay, so we have Green Sports Complex, we have the Bill Keller Sports Complex, which is soccer track, and then right east of that is where this is going. Okay, this is a multi-sport and a Visit Pratt Center, so it's like a visitor center. Okay, that's the gist of it. As you can tell, we're gonna have tennis, basketball, wrestling, baseball, softball, obviously multi-sport. It's gonna be the turf area, soccer can play, so we'll kind of go through it. Ooh, I might have skipped. Oh, darn. I hit too many times.
Yeah, it's a one tapper.
There you go.
Got it.
All right.
That big.
So what is the Point Pavilion? It's a multi-sport facility. Like I said, tennis, basketball, wrestling are gonna be the main sports that go in there. Okay, then we'll have an indoor turf area, which is 100 by 200, and that's gonna kind of cross all the sports, right? Everyone in here knows that the big turf area can go across multiple sports. Also, the Visit Pratt side is gonna be a welcome center, a tourism ambassador, event space, and conference rooms. So I have a couple conference rooms. I have a large event space on the second floor that overlooks with windows out onto the football, soccer field, track. Okay, so it'll be a great view of that. Like we talked about, where is this located? So you can see, obviously, we know this is the Keller Sports Complex. This is where soccer, flag football, track, participate for the college. It's gonna go right here, okay? Right east of the track, okay? Everyone got a good reference of where that's at, right? Okay. All right, how it impacts the Pratt community. We know that we're gonna have a bunch of recreational activities for local kids and adults. This will provide a major economic boom for the city. Okay, the tournaments are huge for the city. We're bringing in, just say for baseball, for instance, 35 teams. Well, 30 of those teams or more aren't from Pratt. Okay. So obviously Pratt's a small town. Really, we have about 1 travel team per age group. So If you think about it, we have 35 teams, probably 30 of those are not for Pratt. So they're staying in our hotels, okay, they're eating in our restaurants, they're going to our stores, our local businesses, and they're spending money in town, okay, and that's what we want them to do. Okay, and then the Visit Pratt is also a space for visitors. We can do large conferences, we can do wedding receptions, birthday parties, camps. This is gonna be a massive place that's gonna be able to do all those things. And there you guys kind of give you a quick rundown of what that tournaments can do. An extra almost 2,000 people to town every weekend. Pratt's only got about 6,500 people, okay? So 2,000 people, that's a big number for Pratt. And this is a 40-team tournament for baseball or softball. So that's a big economic driver for us in the city of Pratt, okay? All right, this is a big question. I know y'all probably aren't too involved or too in line with the funding and how this goes, but this is an expensive project, bare minimum $10 million, okay? And that's where these numbers come from right here. We got a $2.6 million grant, okay, from Wildlife and Parks through their Land and Conservation Fund, which is basically the parent company of that is the NPS, which is the National Park Service. Okay, so that's that's one of, if not the largest grants they've ever given in the state of Kansas through that fund, $2.6 million. This is a big kicker here. We have, that number's pushing over 6 million now. Over, like I said, $6 million in private donations. So that touches back to me saying, what about this community? That they will support, okay? They will support baseball field. You think the college paid for that? No shot, right? The Kellers paid for that, okay? The private donations from the community will support this town, okay? And that's what this comes in. Like I said, we're over $6 million. And then $2 million is coming from the city of Pratt, okay? And that's gonna come from no local tax dollars, and I'll touch on here in a second, kind of the hotel transient tax. So those tournaments, everyone that stays in the hotels, or the hotels in general, right, they pay an 8% guest tax. That 8% hotel guest tax goes into a travel and tourism fund, and that's what the city of Pratt is gonna use to fund their portion of the $2 billion. So no local tax dollars will go into that. So that's why it's so crucial. We're building a $10 million facility, and we're not gonna affect anyone's property taxes. I know this is kind of, y'all probably don't care about it, right? But this is, that's why it's so huge. Is the property taxes in this town are a big topic, okay? And everything that we can do to keep those low, that's what we're gonna do. In the recreation department, we're gonna do our best to bring as many events to town as we can, like I said, to justify and to make money and keep those property taxes as low as we can. So this kind of gives you a quick view. This is probably more of what you're interested in, to see what it looks like. And these aren't 100% right, but these are pretty close. This gives you a really good idea of what we're trying to build here. Okay, this is the Visit Pratt section. So this is, I'm at north and I'm looking towards the south, okay? So if I was on 6th Street extended, I'm looking to the south, okay? And this is what I'm looking at. Visit Pratt's right here, the football field is right over here. Visit Pratt, and then this behind it is gonna be where the wrestling, okay, in the turf area, and this over here is gonna be the tennis and basketball, okay, and that's a storage right there. Here's a quick layout of it. Kind of gives you, it doesn't give you a true grasp of how big this building is just by looking at a piece of paper. Okay, but that's fitting 6 tennis courts. Okay, so this building right here is 360 feet long this way. And then that's gonna be the subsurface, and then we'll be able to overlay portable, hopefully wood courts. If not wood, we'll have modular basketball flooring that we can overlay over the top of those tennis courts. So we'll be able to have tennis going on, a massive tennis tournament in there, or we can have massive basketball tournaments. We're gonna have up to 5 basketball courts. We could fit 6, but we only wanna do 5, so we can allow seating along the baselines and in between if we need to, because basketball is a little bit more of a spectator sport than tennis is. So, wrestling, right here, okay? We've been working with Capway, the wrestling team, the Pratt High with Coach Tillman. 4 college wrestling mats are gonna fit in here. Okay, this is 100 by 100, okay, and they're, 42 by 40, something like that. We can fit 4 college wrestling mats in there together. So the rest of PCC wrestling will be practicing out here, okay? Maybe if they get a women's program too, all right? This is a major facility. How many of y'all have downstairs in your practice right now? 2?
Yeah, just two.
2, okay, so we're doubling, right? We're gonna go to 4, okay, and they'll practice here. They'll still do their matches in the beaver domes and stuff like that, but having 4 practice mats is gonna be crucial for them. And then if they have a women's program too, if that happens, and then also the PWC, the local wrestling club, they have way over 100 kids in their wrestling club that they can come and wrestle here right after school because they don't have to wait on the high school to get done. The high school doesn't get done wrestling till 7 because they have boys, girls, and then it's 7 o'clock before the little kids can even get in there and start. But that's not ideal for them. So this will help them tremendously. Turf area, that's 100 foot by 200 foot. It's a really massive turf area. It's gonna be all nice turf. It'll be all enclosed in, net, all the way, and have a shell over the top. We can open it all the way up, so you can basically do simulated infield, outfield games in here. Like I said, it's 100 foot, so you can have bags up to the whole 90 foot pretty much. And then we'll also have divider tunnels that we can retract back to where we can have like 10 cages in here, then all this open, or we can have the whole thing wide open. That suits for baseball, that suits for soccer, so they can do indoor soccer in there. They can practice, the high school can practice football in there. If the weather's not good, there's so many sports that can use that turf area, so that's why it's crucial for us. And that's just a storage area up there, a massive storage area. Here's the second floor layout. So again, this is looking down, that's still the first floor, right? But that's just showing you what the basketball courts will look like laid out, okay? This is a mezzanine, okay, that looks over, you're up on the mezzanine looking down into the turf area over the top of the wrestling room. And then this viewing platform goes the length of the thing so you can watch the games from that viewing platform all the way down, and then also look over into the turf area too. This is a visit Pratt, and basically you have first floor, have like our office will be in there, we'll have a concession stand, we'll have general bathrooms, locker rooms, a couple of showers, a huge visit Pratt, this will be our visitor center, okay? You'll see it go, that's the wrestling room, and then more of the college aspect of the college is gonna use this for, okay? So we'll have a training room up there, okay? We'll have 2 locker rooms and 2 coaches' office. So these lockers, they have showers in them. Okay, you have a big training room right here, and also the bathrooms across the hall. So a lot of the sports will have access to this, whether it be wrestling, soccer, flag football. Basically, all the sports will have access to it. It's going to be between the coaches on exactly what season it is and who's going to get best, or who needs it the most for that season. But that's going to be a huge asset for some of those sports that play out at Keller too, with soccer and flag football, but it's going to be available to everyone. And this kind of gives you, this is kind of true, but this is going to move a little bit over here. Like I said, this is a little old, but that kind of gives you a pretty good reference of where the building's going to be. We're going to have some parking along 6th Street. This road is going to come up, and this is actually going to come back down this side over here. We're going to have pickleball courts outside, have a basketball court, we're going to have some playground stuff, some turf area with cornhole, kind of a chicken and pickle feel almost, outside of this place. So it'd be a cool outdoor area too when the weather's nice, that you can go through. So that's kind of a rundown of that. Now you've heard of it, have an idea. I know it probably won't affect a lot of y'all in here, but this will be a massive recruiting tool for wrestling, for all those sports that are out there, just in general, right? Now the baseball team, how big is the Hack Shack? Not very big, right? Okay, would you much rather hit that in the winter, right? When you can't get outside for the first month of the season because there's snow on the ground, you have a 100 by 200 turf area that you can go have simulated games in, right? So it's massive, it goes across all sports. I'm excited and ready to get it built. So now I'll answer any questions. We got 30, we got plenty, we got 15 minutes or so. Any questions for me? I know you have something. I'm open to any questions that you may have. Anyone got anything? What you got?
What kind of numbers are you expecting to get through the building? Like attendance concerts?
Yeah, so on the money wise, we will, the revenue from the facility, so we make money on our tournaments. I say a baseball tournament, an average tournament for us this last summer was $10,000. A good tournament was $15,000, and I think those numbers are low. I think we can, that's me trying to build that up. Like no tournaments made the year before. We made every tournament happen this year. I hope to do more tournaments and make them bigger. So I think every tournament, like I said, $15,000 to $20,000 that we make, which is pennies compared to what the town benefits. Okay, all the hotels rooms that are booked, all the businesses that they eat at, the fuel that they get, the grocery store. We do make money, but that's not why we do it. We do it to bring as many people to town as we can. Us in the tournaments, a little bit of money that we do make, it helps kind of offset some of our rec sports, because we don't make much money or any money on rec sports, which that's not what they're for. So that's kind of, but the whole point of the tournaments is to bring as many people to town. And then also, once this facility's built, so that hotel guest tax fund brings in, this year is over $450,000 a year, okay? And so some of that money will go towards helping maintain this building, so it won't be free to maintain, right? So the money from all of our activities, our tournaments, plus some of the money from the hotel guest tax fund will pay to maintain this, so it doesn't cost us any more mill levies or taxes to pay for this, the ongoing expenses of it. So that's a great question. But that's our plan. And obviously this facility, if we're making, every year that number's gone up. Last year it was a little under 450,000. This year it's on track to be over 450,000. We think with this facility that brings in 10 more tournaments a year for basketball or tennis, or a big wrestling camp, that number isn't gonna go down, right? It's gonna continuously go up, because we're gonna be bringing more people to the hotels, right? So we expect that number to continuously go up. So, good. What else you got? Any other questions about anything rec sports related? Anything about the city of Pratt? Anything?
I have
Go
one,
ahead.
but it's,
Yep.
so we have one more week for the basketball camp.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna continue like next year?
Of course, so this was kind of, I want to say it was last minute, but this is the first year that it's been done as long as I can remember. And so I wanted to do it, and I wanted to be in it, and it's hard, and I want to say it wasn't my fault, but I'll take responsibility for it. That we screwed up one of Mr. Jackson's scheduling.
It's mine.
It was her project. It was a compounding issue.
Yeah, that was I relied on the basketball teams to handle. I said, what days work? They told me, so I just set the dates right. That's another thing. No worries, but yes, we want to do it again, and then try to make it a little better with the scheduling to make it bigger, right? You could tell on the scheduling of it's not ideal, because like last night we had 42 kids in the first session and 2 kids in the second session. That's solely a scheduling thing by the time, right? And so if we can come up with a better plan moving forward to figure out better times to make it work, I know we have to work around here's the basketball schedule, the CAF schedule, the study hall schedule, I get it. We'll do whatever we can to make it work, but just a little better planning to make it better. It'd be great if we could have like 30 kids in each session,
Yeah.
or do 3 sessions to make the camp better, run smoother, but still have the numbers right. I want as many kids as we can to play, but also want it to be good, right? I don't want it to be herding cats. So, yeah, every sports team on campus is gonna hear from me to do a camp of some sort, okay? I understand we can't always make it work, but it's not gonna be for a lack of trying on my end. We're gonna make sure that every sports team does some type of involvement with the community. I know it's hard. I know you've got games, you've got practice, you've got study hall, but there's time to do it, okay? You just gotta find it and make it work. I played here, I get it, I know, but there's time to make it work, and we're willing to make it work on our end. Another thing too, every camp that we do, so say like basketball, originally it was just men's basketball, but women's basketball has probably done more, probably. They've had more people there. So they just as involved, but like every dollar we take in from those camps, we don't take a penny of it. We write a check for every dollar that we take in, right back to whoever does it. So like the basketball, however they decide who gets it, there's gonna be an $800 check going right back to PCC basketball, okay? Volleyball did one, they do a little 1 day, I think it was 1 day, maybe a 2 day, $400 check, boom, right to PCC volleyball. We don't want a penny of it. We just want the community involvement and the kids' involvement. And then it helps, it's just a little bit of extra money in the budget for whatever team does it. So, yes, we want to continue to do it and make it bigger and better, so. But I was thoroughly satisfied with over 40 kids a night. That's really good numbers for Pratt. Anything else? Who's the guy going to Coastal? Your roommate? On the Sunbelt. It's a beautiful place, man. We played there. That's nice. It's nice. It's a little bit nicer than playing. The weather's a little nicer than Pratt is, I can tell you that. So, but no, that's cool. Yeah, y'all are spoiled now. Y'all got the nice full turf, nice fence. We had it rough out there when I played out there. Yeah, but then it's Kansas and the dirt blows and lives this big, and might have a rock or two in there. So, but no, it's great. No other questions for me? I know we got a few more minutes. I don't have to be up here the whole time, but I want to make sure I answer any questions or about the town. I know we don't have a lot, but what's the best restaurant in town?
Los Cabos.
Los Cabos, okay. Anyone else? I know y'all probably don't we gotta get you off campus a little more. I know it's Uptown, okay, good, that's a good one. I like Uptown. The lunch specials are pretty cheap there, and I remember college, it's a little different. Cafeteria's already, you got your meal plan. Any other good things to do that you like to do in town? I know it's small, I remember when I was in college, I felt like I probably didn't get off the campus too much. There's a lot of good things. The restaurants in town, she likes Los Cabos. I like South Mexican better. That's my Cancun, I guess is what you'd call it. The Chapeau's really good. Legends, Uptown is a club, same thing. I think we know the best fast food in town is what? Anyone, what's the best fast food in town?
Probably McDonald's.
Taco Bell.
Oh my goodness. Arby's is the
Oh,
best.
yes.
Arby's is the
Hey.
best one. McDonald's my in-laws used to own the McDonald's. That's what brought them to town, actually. My wife's grandma and grandpa, back in the late 70s, probably early 80s, they were from Chicago, and they called and said, hey, we want you to open a McDonald's. And he said, Pratt, Kansas. And he said, all right, I don't know where that's at, but let's do it. So he brought the McDonald's to town back in around the 80s. And they owned it for about, 30 years. So, it was ran a lot better back then. old. It was a mom and pop shop back then, the owners are there every day. But, nope, like I said, we got good, there's a lot of, parks, we got green trails, lemon park trails that we just recently took over for green and got those back into shape, which they're back, one of them's back closed now for the rifle season, but, we have to close it because there's too many hunting properties that butt up to it, so we have to close it during rifle season. Any questions at all about fun things to do in Pratt? I know there's not a lot, but
Is there anything you'd like to see in Pratt?
yeah, what can we do to Pratt to make it better? That's a great
Out of
question.
Chipotle.
Cheaper membership at the golf course for the students.
Okay, at Seidel's or the country club? Either? Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
what's the Blythe, does anyone have a Blythe membership?
No,
We all, I don't know if it's just us, but we all.
No, we got it as well.
Yeah, we get free ones.
Do you guys get free Blythe memberships too? Yeah.
Every student at BCC.
Good. That's probably a, I don't know how they worked it out. I remember back when it originally opened, the waiver was so bad here back in 2012 or 13. Basically the whole baseball team, we just went to the Blythe. So that's good to hear that. I'm sure that was probably a donor from somewhere, to pay for that. And maybe it was Porter himself, I don't know. So we'll see. That's good to hear though. I'm glad that they're doing that, but it's not outrageously expensive for y'all, to use that, so that's good. That's a good facility for this town. Most towns of this size don't have a facility like that. What else? Someone else said Chipotle? Someone said that?
No, a Target or something, another store, but Kroger. Like, I don't know, I got Dillon, but.
Man, I don't know if we
Like when we
can,
have Kroger.
Walmart's probably, I don't know if we'll get another Target or,
Wait, or something.
we're trying to get another, fast food place, obviously. Brahms has owned that land right beside Dollar Tree for years, but COVID happened and the workforce shortage and all of that, there's a lot of different, we're hoping with this facility, more tournaments, bringing more people to town, that another restaurant is more willing to open, right? That's on the fence, kind of, oh, I want to, but I don't know if it's financially feasible, that we're hoping that the more, people that we bring to town, because I promise you, when we bring a tournament to town, the restaurants are absolutely slam full. Cody Eastus, owner of Legends, this past summer we had a tournament. He says the busiest day he's ever had since he's had the restaurant, because we had a tournament in town. So it matters to the local businesses that we do that. So I think the more tournaments we do, the more people we bring to town, it can only benefit, right? Those people, I'm 1,000% on your side that we need more restaurants. I want more local restaurants, because I'm bought into the local community. Fast food, again, my in-laws owned it for 30 years. I'm all for it. It has a spot, but if we could do both, that's great. They all serve their purpose. They all have jobs. They offer jobs. But those people live here. It all factors in. So they're all important. But that was a good. We'll see what we can figure out with the Seidel's or the country club on a student membership. What's a fair price do you think for a student membership?
I mean, obviously they have to make their money,
Yeah.
but
But if they're doing that, it's gonna be, we'll see if we can talk to Mr. Estes about that. They own the golf course. They also own BTI. So we'll see if we can, I have a few buddies that are on the board out there, if we can, see if we can strum up some interest for a cheaper student membership. So that's good, I didn't think of that one.
Anything else you'd like to see?
I know more restaurants, more things to do. There's talk of possibly like a putt-putt coming in for something to do, like Okay, an arcade, that, and it may be something that they include with that putt-putt, like an adult. It's got adults, which, most of y'all probably aren't 21, but with a bar included, so it's an adult kid, it's not just like a little kid putt-putt, something like that. But no, that's good. Just get out in the community as much as you can. Like I said, I know you're busy, I know it's more expensive when you leave the campus, right? Things always cost money. But it'll be beneficial for you. Anything you don't like about Pratt, be honest with me, I get it, I was here, I live here, I went to school here. Be honest with me, was there something that we could do better as a town or a city? Anything? You can think of? More restaurants, more stores, more things to do, that's pretty common, right? And we're trying, right? I'm not rich, so I can't just open these places, but through my job, we try to bring the people to town to bring more dollars to the city and the county, so. We good?
Anything else? All right. Mr. Crouch, another round of applause. Thank you for being here.